So as we dive more into this whole Democrat head explosion over the Supreme Court, very likely overturning Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, of the Civil Rights Acts of, the earlier back in the 60s, what's their problem here? Their problem here is that they want to do a set-aside for racial districts, minority-majority districts, but why is it only on race? What about other stuff? Why can't it be on religion? Why shouldn't there be minority-majority districts because of the religion you hold? Don't people of, say, for example, Catholicism? Don't they have some special right to a special representation? Catholics are discriminated against. I mean, no black churches were invaded by FBI agents during the Biden administration, but Catholic parishes were. So shouldn't there be a set-aside for that? How about for people who are out of shape, physically out of shape? They get discriminated against. Shouldn't there be a minority-majority, representation, a few states here and there in congressional districts for them? This whole idea that race is like the only thing that can be used for segregation and discrimination and prejudice is completely nuts. But this is how the Democrats view things, not because they care about race. The Democrat leadership doesn't give a flying crap about the plight of black Americans. That's why one out of every one of four or one of five blacks actually voted for Trump, the highest Republican vote getter for president among black voters ever, going all the way back to Johnson, back to the Civil Rights Act. So why should this matter? Blacks have been screwed over by Democrats. All those congressional districts that were set up, are those somehow better off now than they were prior to, when they were established and all gerrymandered in all those Democratic blue states? No, they're not. As a matter of fact, the case could be made very reasonably and rather easily, actually, that they've been screwed over even more. All the Planned Parenthood clinics are sitting in those districts. They're all, huge numbers of them, murdering black babies, eliminating them just like Margaret Sanger wanted to do. They're more impoverished. The families are shattered and destroyed. Crime is through the roof. That was not the case prior to the 1960s. So what's the advantage here? It's their way of holding on to power, and they want to continually race bait and race bait and race bait. There's other ways humanity is divided besides just race. There's religion, there's creed, there's worldview, there's philosophy. Why don't they set aside a political party and make this their predominant thing? See, all of this is just pure hogwash on their part. It's, as the Irish would say, it's bullshit. Why aren't there individual districts, minority-majority districts set aside for the Irish or the Italians or Asians? Are Asians not discriminated against? Just go interview any of them who've tried to get into an Ivy League school in the last 15 years and see if there's no such thing as discrimination. Where are the minority-majority districts for Asians? It's garbage. This is just their way of trying to hold on to power. That's all it's about, and they're about to lose it. God bless Donald Trump. Coming to you from Houston, Texas, I'm Gary Michael Voris. God love you.